Hey, what's up, good people? David Taub here with Next Level Guitar, and we are here at NAMM, Anaheim, and we are here with guitar player, extraordinaire, instructor, Mr. Dave Nassie. Dave, how's your NAMM going?
Hey, everything's good. How are you, man?
Doing good, loving NAMM. Where are you at in NAMM this year? What have you been doing?
First off, hello everybody out there in Guitarland. Seymour Duncan demonstrations. Yeah, I've been doing some demos for them, and of course going up and kind of keeping everything connected with everybody that's around. You know, all the people that have been so nice to help me out. So it's like, been by to see Fender and kind of say hi to those people, and Dunlop and SKB, and it's just really about hanging out with your friends. A lot of people from Nashville are actually here, which is kind of funny. So I don't see them there, which I've recently moved to, right? So I don't get a chance to see people in Nashville. I had to come to California to see them.
So that's what brings you to NAMM, the music community and the experience and some demoing.
Yeah, there's so many things to look at when you're here. So when somebody has a new product, Seymour Duncan was nice enough to ask me to, they've got a new reverb that they're really excited about, and they've got a couple pedals that they're really into. So they just wanted me to kind of be like a car salesman and talk about how cool they are.
Dave used to be a California resident near me. I'm in San Diego, here in Huntington Beach, but now he's living the dream of his and moved down to Nashville. And just tell me a little bit about, as a Nashville touring musician, I'm sure people want to know, like, what is that like?
You know what, it's the thing about it that is significantly different from California really is, I would say the scheduling, but the way that they prepare. So the thing that I really take away from being in Nashville and having somebody and being lucky enough to be able to play with somebody is that everybody there is so on their game. Everybody practices so hard and is so on that other level of knowing all the songs, knowing all the parts, that like when you walk into rehearsal, you are perfect from moment one. So tell a little story. One time we had a gig and the drummer had something come up in his family. He couldn't make the gig. We found out at 1 o'clock. We played at 7:45. A drummer flew in, got there at 7:30, and he had learned the entire set on the airplane and played completely perfect, and we never looked back. So the whole place is like that. So
it's just an entirely other level, kind of, so to speak.
Yeah, and there's no egos there, which is fantastic, because chances are your waitress can outplay you, you know?
A little different than the LA scene.
Yeah, I would say the difference from the LA scene really is just the vast majority of people that have flocked there really has bred a lot of good players. So I think it's a proximity thing. Everybody wants to come there. It is Music City. And much like myself, you know, you go there, and I'm fortunate enough to be able to work, but there's so many crazy players out there. It's just humbling. You just want to be on your stuff. So even as an instructor, now I'm taking lessons and trying to stay on point, because you can never stop taking lessons and trying to learn, you know.
You can't learn less, that's what I always say.
And that's the truth.
Hi again, Natalie with Next Level Guitar. If you need a killer practice tool and you like free stuff, click on the link below and we will send you 6 free jam tracks and 2 ebooks. Just click on the link below and we will send them to you absolutely free from Next Level Guitar.
What do you think is like the biggest challenge for you as far as playing out with a touring band? And I know there's like a lot of waiting and you're doing a lot of opening for some major headlining slots. And what have you found like most challenging about that whole scene?
I think it's just keeping your head straight, to be honest, because you find out like guitar to me has gotten to be more mental than physical. So I think the biggest challenge is just to make sure that not only do you realize how important it is to be humble and to be thankful for where you're at, but it's more about just staying in your routine. Every day, you know, get up and exercise, or don't get carried away with any one thing. Nobody in the country format that I've been around is like a drinker or does anything like that. We all get up, we all do the same things we would do at home while you're there. So it's, I think, managing your routine so you don't have to feel stressed about ultimately what your job is. You know?
And something else I think our listeners would find interesting is, I believe so many of the acts now, they're using things like everything's in ears, even like the show, not necessarily say it's all scripted, but a lot of that, are they pumping everything through your ears with that?
Yeah, so we have in-ear monitors, and that's something to get used to, you know, that's definitely different. you have your show is on a click track and you have everybody counting you in for the parts. So it's run with these elements that are set up to be improvised and make it feel natural, but there's a definite structure to it. So you know that you have your marks, so to speak, of where to be, when you got to do it, and everything is thought of. So there is no time to chance. Everything is really well prepared and not so much scripted, but you're right to say that. It's like, you know what's going to happen.
And just because you have a huge following for your lessons and teaching, and by the way, you're still teaching on Skype, right? So people how can they contact you?
You know what? I do it through either Facebook. You can find me on Facebook, and I have no problem giving my email, dnassie@gmail.com.
So they can just drop you an email and you can teach anywhere in the world via Skype.
Yep. So, and honestly, man, thanks to you, I'm still getting a lot of students. It's really great. A lot of people see the content that we've done, and people say, hey, man, I bought the DVD, or I got this, and I just want to get a little bit more. And so, honestly, man, you've been the facilitator for that. So.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, and I appreciate all you've done in the past for Next Level Guitar. And we are talking gear, because when you're at NAMM, right, you got to talk gear?
I think so.
I mean, what are we going to talk about? Shampoo?
We're surrounded by toys.
Exactly. It's awesome. So, Dave, let's talk gear. So tell me, what is your favorite distortion pedal?
You know what? My favorite distortion pedal as of late is the OCD. I love that pedal.
The full tone.
The full tone OCD. I really can't live without that thing. Yeah.
That's one of my favorites too. That's they're made in, I believe, in Fullerton, California.
It's really great. I use the full tone, and then I use an exotic EP booster on top of it for solos.
And what is your favorite delay pedal?
You know what I just picked up, man? I went back to the Boss DD7. Standard, trusty. No, we've all used, a lot of us have used that pedal for a long time. I pulled the DD3 out of my closet, and I had, a couple of other ones. MXR makes a great delay. They really do make a strong one. And I have one on there. Seymour Duncan makes a good one. They have an Andromeda delay. I have a short delay and a long delay on my board. So my long delay is consistent of the Andromeda, and my short delay is the DD7. But I have a feeling that DD7 is going to take over most of it.
And how about your favorite wah pedal?
Favorite wah? Man, I like the original Dunlop. Before they did like the 535Q and all that stuff, the one that's like you can find in a pawn shop for like $30. Because I'm horrible with a wah-wah pedal. I break them all the time. I'm not they get dirty. I don't clean them that much, and so they get noisy. So I go through a lot of those.
And what about your favorite reverb pedal?
Favorite reverb pedal right now is I just went back to the Hall of Fame. That Hall of Fame is so good. I had the MXR. I had one forever. It was really, really good. The only reason why I went back to the Hall of Fame is I wanted to try it out again.
That's TC Electronics?
TC Electronics. That one, I went back to it, just like I said, to see how my playing would react with it, but I use the MXR reverb. It is a killer reverb. Unfortunately, we had a gig had bad power, and it fried my reverb pedal, so I had to get something else.
Was that covered under your insurance policy?
I did not get the insurance.
Damn. And as far as guitars, I've been working with you a long time. I've seen you play Les Pauls. I've seen you play Strats. I know you're a big Telly fan. I've seen you play Charvels. I've seen you play so many different. Tough question, but what is your favorite guitar?
My favorite, I have become a Telly guy, like through and through. Dennis Galuska at Fender, one of the master builders, has made me two Tellys, as you know. One is a Blackguard, and it's like a 51 replica, and then the other one is a 1960 replica. It's Olympic white, but the Blackguard, ooh, I'm going through withdrawals. I haven't played it in like a few days. I love that thing.
Nice. And let me hit you with this. What is the best concert you've ever seen?
Wow, best concert I've ever seen? I'm gonna have to say, you know what? Maybe not the best, but what's the most memorable is something I saw recently. I saw Charlie Worsham in Nashville. And I had only heard great things about him, and I never really seen anything like that. I think the impact of it was the intimacy, and the guy played an acoustic guitar plugged through a pedal board, and just medium gauge strings on an acoustic. Sounded like an electric at times. He was going, and he could sing like an angel. So that was probably one of the best concerts I've ever seen. And I actually saw Avenged Sevenfold at Bridgestone a couple weeks ago, and I'd never seen them, and they were pretty damn good. They're pretty damn good. But Stevie Ray Vaughan, Van Halen, those are the ones that made my life. You know, those ones that made my life. But I'll give some love to more of the recent shows.
Anything else you want to add? Anything you want to say, plug?
You know what? The only thing I really want to add is I want to say to everybody that's out there listening and tuning in, stick with it, man. Set a goal when you're playing and make sure every single day you just enjoy it and play for fun, because that's all that ever really matters. We just do it for fun.
You're a gentleman and a scholar.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Be sure to check out our video instructional website, nextlevelguitar.com. There's over 2,000 lessons for all levels of players, musical styles, and make sure to subscribe to our channel, as well as give this video a thumbs up. It really helps keep the content coming.